What's going on, guys? Back with another video. So today we got some pretty interesting information showing where the liberals are doing well, but the conservatives are dominating in these key issues. So we're going to take a look at this, plus I do have a video to show you from Pierre Poilievre just absolutely dominating Mark Carney once again. It's going to be good. Now, before we get into this, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really does help grow the channel, and I appreciate you guys doing that for me so much. So David Coletto here posted this: issue ownership is shaping the context. Liberals lead on healthcare, climate change, and managing Trump. Conservatives lead on cost of living, economy, and immigration. As we can see here, healthcare, yeah, the liberals are ahead, but barely. Rise of cost of living, conservatives are way ahead. Housing and affordability and accessibility, conservatives and liberals basically tied. Crime and public safety, I mean, look at a 41-point lead for the conservatives. The economy, 7-point lead for the conservatives. Climate change, yeah, they got the conservatives there, but the Green Party is right there with them. And climate change is now like 6th or 7th on the list of top priorities. Immigration, massively dominating, 42 points. And then Donald Trump, yeah, the liberals are dominating, but again, we come over to here, and Donald Trump, not that long ago, was number 1. He's already at 3rd with healthcare creeping up on him. Now, again, the liberals are doing a little bit better there, but the rising cost of living, the economy, and immigration, 2 out of the 3 top important issues are being dominated by Pierre Poilievre and the conservatives. Now, I think a lot of people are also starting to realize that maybe Mark Carney and his elbows up propaganda nonsense slogan, which apparently liberals hate so much, wasn't really truthful. In fact, his elbows have been down the whole time. So I'm going to show you this video here of Pierre Poilievre just absolutely taking Mark Carney to the ground, verbally, of course, not physically. Don't want any strikes from YouTube saying I'm inciting violence or something like that. I just mean verbally, so relax. So let's get into this, and then we'll talk about that after, like usual.
Mark Carney promised elbows up before the election. He's been elbows down since. He promised a deal by July 21st. He secured no deal. He said he could, quote-unquote, handle Donald Trump and negotiate a win. Yet since Mark Carney became Prime Minister, tariffs have doubled on Canadian industries.
And now Mark Carney is saying, well, you know, we already have the best trade deal with America, and he seems to have backed off this whole negotiating a deal with Trump. Not to mention he's missed both of his deadlines. So, yeah, again, where are the elbows? They're supposed to be up. They're supposed to be like this, firmly up, ready for a fight. So much for that, huh?
Regrettably, Mr. Carney's weakness has now encouraged the Chinese government to come after us with higher tariffs on our farmers and fish harvesters. So, he has failed on the single biggest promise. Let's remember, Mark Carney said, forgive all of the liberal disasters on housing, immigration, crime, taxes, debt, all for one promise, that he would put elbows up and win a deal with the U.S. That was his single promise. He has broken that promise. His weakness abroad is sadly costing Canadians at home. I would have negotiated from a position of strength. I would have passed immediately a Sovereignty Act, which would rapidly build up our pipelines, ports, LNG plants, nuclear plants to get markets outside of the North America. I would have unleashed home building to bring a sector that is trade-proof, because most of the materials, all of the labor and land, are right here in Canada. And I would have gone to our American friends and said, here's the deal that we offer. We will massively build up our military, secure our borders, stop the fentanyl and the drugs. In exchange, and we can do more and better on all those things if we have free and open trade that enriches both of our countries. But I would never have done what Carney did, which is make a bunch of chest-pounding threats and then back down from every single one of them. He has made concession after concession and gotten nothing in return. I should conclude by saying to Mr. Carney, work with us. We're happy to work with Mr. Carney and the Liberals to get a fair deal with the United States. Let's put party aside and let's stand up for Canada first.
And see, that's the thing. And Pierre's coming out now saying, hey, here's what I would have done. And a lot of people on the left would criticize Pierre, said, oh, you would have done any better, or you would have made it worse, you would have sold us out to the United States. No, Pierre Poilievre is actually doing, or said he would do it. Mark Carney promised us to get a deal and meet these expectations that Donald Trump has of us, to get the best deal possible, and then move on with a new, better trade deal. But what has Mark Carney done? Kept his elbows to his side, backed down on every promise. He's been way more diplomatic than he has been a tough guy, which is what he ran his campaign on. His whole campaign was elbows up, Donald Trump's a threat, he wants to annex us, our relationship is over. And now he's talking about how we have the better trade deal of all other countries. Like, his position over the last 6 months has flopped big time. Like, just completely flip-flopped. So I don't really understand what his ideas are there, other than the fact that, I don't know, maybe he was just saying all that crap just to get elected, and some of you fell for it. Not most of you watching, but some of you watching did. I see you in the comments, liberals. But Pierre Poilievre is detailing a plan, saying, hey, I would have basically strengthened our military. He said this in other videos too. Strengthen our military, secure our borders even better, and let's get a new trade deal done. Where Mark Carney, and especially all the liberals before the election during the campaign, were saying, no, I mean, the only catch about 1% of the fentanyl coming in, they say only 1% of the fentanyl is coming in from Canada, but that's what they catch. So I don't know, nor do you know, how much fentanyl is actually coming into the States from Canada. 1% is just what they catch. So we don't know the numbers. But obviously Trump's got a problem with this. It's something that we should have already done a long time ago. Not to mention Pierre Poilievre is so much better on crime and immigration and the temporary workers program, etc., etc., etc. He's just better on all things that are becoming the most important things. And the only thing that the liberals are going to have in their playbook during the next election campaign, whenever that is to try to scare Canadians again, to make the issue that they are the best on the top priority. But I don't think that's going to work. Canadians have already given you 4 tries, liberals. And all you've done is broken your promises, spent way too much money, not helped Canadians, not be Canada first. And I think in about 6 months to a year from now, Canadians are going to be pissed off so much that they're going to go to the polls and show it this time, instead of just believing another liberal lie.